Listen up, motherfuckers. Somebody is out there asking God for a blessing. I just had this vision of when I was a kid, and I used to be walking down the street, and I used to be praying that I could find $20 or something, like, I'm tired of finding these pennies. God, I want to find a $20 bill. You feel me? But I may have found 20 once. As a kid, I want to find $1,000,000. Somebody asking God for $1,000,000, right? But you're neglecting to see the blessing that God has already given you. Remember that time you had sex without protection and you thought you was about to be pregnant and you prayed to God not to let it happen? Blessing. Remember that time you left the party and you knew you was lit and you made it home safe? Blessing. Remember that time you got shot at and you didn't get hit? Blessing. Remember that time you got in that car wreck and nobody was hurt? Blessing. Your health, blessing. Right? So I think somebody's out here asking God for the wrong thing instead of realizing, accepting, acknowledging what they already have. Because that's where the power is at. That's when things grow. When you water what you already have. When you're grateful for what you already have. Right? Somebody praying for a Lamborghini and God got you in a Cadillac. Blessing. You can tell that by every 3 blocks you go, somebody on the bus stop, right? Count your blessings. Count your blessings, the rest gonna flow. If you don't understand it, some people just want stuff. It's kind of like you just want this for Christmas, right? Before you know it, you get it and you don't even want it, you don't even appreciate it. Why would God give you a bigger house and you don't appreciate the house you got? You don't take care of the house you got. You don't care. You're not grateful. You're not sending blessings to the universe. You're not saying, thank you for this house I have. Thank you for this roof, even though there's a hole in it. Thank you for my kids, even though they get on my goddamn nerves. Thank you for this car, even though the tire lets out air every 3 days. Or whatever. You get what I'm saying? Those are blessings. Because if you look up and you get everything, you're going to find yourself like, okay, thank you. I appreciate you for getting me that. I really wanted that, but now I need this. Thank you for getting me that, but now can you give me this? And you get so caught up in those things that you want that you're not seeing what you really need. And once you find the attitude of gratitude, you will go a long way. You'll be so rich. You'll be so rich that you don't want. You'll be so rich that things just flow to you when you realize how abundant you really are. Sometimes it takes for us to see something really bad happen to other people for us to become grateful for who we are and what we have. But I'm not waiting for nothing bad to happen. You don't gotta show me that. God, you don't gotta take everything from me for me to be grateful. For this bed I sleep in. This a dead man's bed. He died years ago. He died when I was in Chicago. I've been in Minnesota for 6 years. Springs hopping out the side of it. I'm grateful for that bed because I remember when I didn't have that. If I didn't need it, I wouldn't have took the dead man's bed, right? But I'm grateful not just to the universe for blessing me with it, but to him for even having it and buying a good ass bed like that in the first place. Grateful. I'm grateful for my bookshelf. Because before I got this cool little bookshelf right here, this bookshelf, my books were all over the place in my room. And I had them stacked and and I started to think, oh, I needed a bookshelf, And as I started to think, bookshelves started coming. This bookshelf was free. I did not buy it. Somebody literally gave it to me. Blessing. I'm not sitting up miserable that I don't have things. And I just heard, thank you, Spirit, I just heard, sometimes it's not happening to me, it's happening for me. It's happening for me. Sometimes it's not really your loss. Somebody needed to hear that. Sometimes it's not really a loss at all. Find your gratefulness, and everything else will follow. I promise.